Okay, it's 2 o'clock, and just letting everyone know, I will put you on mute. So it any questions you can ask me afterwards. But thank you very much for turning up. We've decided we usually actually have a monthly webinar for all our general kind of clients, but this year we've decided that we're actually going to have a couple of series of clients just for racing, so we can actually talk and show you how you can get the most out of a system as a race club. I have noticed, say for an example, since the QR codes have actually come in from our last kind of trips in October, November, December, travelling around with Andrew Small, that a lot of people are actually using the system far more. But still, there's some of the features that you can be using to make not only compliance, but really your life easier. So let's go over, we'll navigate around the system first so you can actually get that, so you have that general kind of knowledge. But then we're going to go over by developing certain things that is actually going to be quick and easy for you to do. So most of the people probably logged into this meeting would be an admin user, and if you're an admin user, this is what you would see. If you're a picnic club, well, a little bit different. You actually share a system, so you would actually see if you wanted to use the system as such, you would actually see the site icon page, and this is really the same as the other page, but this is now filtered for your site and your site only. But we've got Racing New South Wales documents related to every single site, so it gives that. If you're a picnic club or a country club, it really kind of gives you quick access to all your kind of data. Everyone else, well, there's already been preloaded documents relating to your Racing New South Wales inside the system, but it doesn't stop you from entering your own data and so forth within the system. As an admin user, you can see all the registers inside the system. These icons here just highlighting if everything's up to date, anything needs review, or anything needs attention. In regards to policies and certain things, well, you don't really have to worry about that. It's because we actually update the policies with Andrew Small. He sends us every single year, and we actually put a new kind of the policies inside the system, which we're currently doing at the moment for this year. And then we'll actually send an email alert out to all the clients, all the race clubs saying the policies have been updated, and so forth, and you can have a look. So but one of the things that you've got inside the system as well is this user admin dashboard. And in this user admin dashboard, there's a couple of things that in here that you could really kind of set up quite easily. And one of those is alerts. You should be setting up alerts for your incidents and accidents, and some of the major things, especially your plant equipment items, to automatically email alert you when things are due. That's what the system, when I designed the system, I've tried to make it as easy as possible, so it's kind of set and forget. It tells you what needs to be done if you've actually set that up correctly. So you're looking at, with this, if I go back here, so that's the user admin dashboard. To get back to the home page or any other register, you can either use these links here, or you can actually use the quick links. The quick links is the home page. It takes you back to home. If you need any help, all you have to do is actually select on this help section, and it opens up a comprehensive step-by-step guide of every process in the system. And you've got all these videos in here that you could watch, and those videos go over every single register, but in a lot of detail instead of going over a broad spectrum like we're going to do today. You might get sick of my voice, but you can actually watch those videos, and I know a lot of our clients who have actually watched the videos really get the most out of the system. One of the best things you could also watch is getting started with Online WHS. It's literally like the presentation I'm doing now, but it'll actually go over, some of the major features you should be using. And you've also got this step-by-step implementation guide. So this is something I did last year, where it kind of, you don't need to set up an alert for every single process, but set up alerts for these major things because they're pretty important, that you want to make sure if any of those expired, well, especially for a race club, some of these processes here, like even the chemicals and so forth with the SDSs, is that you really want to make sure that you're up to date with those kind of process and your plant equipment and qualifications, that's for sure. So you should already have your emergency procedures in place from the things that we've been going around and doing our talks over the years. And you can actually come down here and just follow this step-by-step guide on how to get the most out of some of the major things inside your system. So you've got stage 1 and stage 2. So you can follow that, or again, you can actually just hit submit ticket and put in a ticket to me. I'm on the back of these tickets, and you can ask any question you wish, and you'll get an answer within 24 hours or 12 hours. One of the things that you should be using, though, with the QR codes, that's what you should be doing. The QR code feature just makes it very, very easy for you to actually use the system. You could, your incident form, if you go select Add Incident Form, and you'll see that when it brings up this form here, all you're going to do is go print QR code. And if you print that QR code, and if you would like, when this finally loads up, if you would like your logo here and it's not there, please send Lisa your logo, and then that way there we'll actually put it into your system so your logo's there. If you're a picnic club, your logo won't be there. It'll be the Racing New South Wales, because you share a Racing New South Wales system. But any other provincials and other kind of clubs, yes, you'll actually have your logo there, and we can just send it to us and we can upload it, and it'll sit there all the time. But you could print this out and put it around your facility. So yes, you could print out the forms and documents, as I said before, and maybe put it underneath the counter or whatever it may be behind the bars. But here you can have this QR code sitting behind every single bar or every single area throughout your facility. What you can do is actually make that QR code public. And how you make it public is literally you select the Add Incident Form and you go Make Incident Form Public. And it takes you to the public, how to make them public page, which is found in User Admin Dashboard, Building Management, Public page. But let's go back to that Add Incident Form, because it's the easiest way to get to it. Make this incident form public. What you would do then is just go Add Public Page. You would, if you've entered multi areas in your facility, you would actually go through and enter every single area, select incident, and then you would select, do you want your incident employee list on that form, or no, I don't. Now that depends. Like, say for an example, if you have no, they'll actually enter it by text. If you have yes, it'll actually keep it in the employee's record in their history that they've done it, and it'll actually recognize it in the system because they'll select their name for a drop-down box. But you would not make it public if you've got this incident form or that QR code in a public area that anyone can scan that code. For privacy reasons, you don't want anyone to see all your different staff levels. So it might be safer in your case that you actually select no here and select save. And then when you select save, and even though I've done that there for that site, then you can go down and just work your way down through every site and do the same process for incidents. And while you're here, you might as well go and do it the same thing for hazards as well. So you can make all these things here public in your system. I'll give you an example of that. Your chemicals and your safety data sheets. You could actually have a QR code on a safety data on a chemical where they scan it and it brings up the safety data sheet, all by the end user, not even have to enter in a username and password. Now that's easy. So you could actually do that. One of the things that you've got, the plant and equipment section, if you've got your tractors and all that kind of stuff that you guys have got mowing all your beautiful tracks, is that you would actually have a QR code on the plant equipment. Now there has been an upgrade since I've done the presentation in the training sessions around there, and it revolves plant equipment, and it's a big upgrade, and it's actually specially kind of designed to make your life even easier. So if I actually go to the quick links page, plant and equipment, let's just select this forklift here, and I'm going to select view. What this does now, instead of printing a QR code out for an incident, QR code out for a hazard, QR code for a pre-start checklist, QR code for a safe work method, QR code for all these different things, for this one plant item, the tractor, we'll pretend that's a tractor. So it's but if I scroll down here, because I've related the safe work method to the tractor, and built a checklist and related to the tractor, all the things that that person has to do is now on one QR code. So you could literally just print QR code. It'll have the name of the item. So it actually it says forklift or pretend it's tractor. So you can actually stick that QR code on the inside of the windscreen of that tractor if you wanted to. And then all of a sudden when they scan that, they can have access not only to all the maintenance details of this here, but also they're going to have details to the checklist. And it takes them straight to the checklist they need to complete, all by one QR code. So instead of saying your employees go, which QR code, how many QR codes have we got? They've got one QR code, especially for your industry. You can have one QR code that does everything. You could, even if you wanted to, you might even enter a plant item as one of your bars around the facility. So therefore, instead of having 5 QR codes or 6 QR codes, you might have, this might be bar such and such. So, and then that way there, you can have the details of all the bar, but you can actually not only have checklists that they need to do, but the beauty about the plant equipment form, it also has the incident form and hazard form and a maintenance request form, all via one QR code. So it's something else that I think you're going to like as well is when you enter the qualifications of that employee into the system, which we'll go over next, and what it does, this system here, you can actually when entering a plant and equipment item, if I go edit, and again I'm recording this so you can watch it over and over again, you can actually say that this plant and equipment item needs this license that you've entered and this training. What the system does, it automatically picks up your qualification and training matrices because you've entered qualifications next to that employee, and it's actually listed and will highlight which employees actually have that qualification and meet these training requirements that you've actually listed. Not only that, the employee can sign in and out, so you can actually tell when they've used it. This is where I'm putting a new upgrade in the system coming in October, which is going to suit you guys down to the ground, is because I'm not just doing it on date range anymore. It's going to have date range, it's going to have kilometers, but most importantly, especially for you with your tractors and mowers, it's also going to have a time gauge. So if you've set a tractor to be serviced in 100 hours, for an example, when the person scans this QR code, it's actually going to bring up this plant and equipment is on a time clock, is on time basis, start timer. But all they do is hit one button and it's going to calculate the time automatically when they scan off or hit a button at the end to say stop timer, just like a stopwatch for an example. And it's actually going to automatically let you know when the time is available for actually to do service of that plant and equipment item, all by the end user just scanning a QR code and hitting a go button on a timer. Then I'm taking it to the next level. If they've selected themselves an employee and they've got to do, say, 10 hours or 20 hours training using a certain item, it's going to pick up that employee and put it in there, and it's automatically going to log and create a log for that employee that you can actually print out and show to whoever it may be for that person to get their certificate. So that there will be especially for your equipment, and I always kind of creating things, as you probably people who know me. But I just thought that would just make life so much easier. When that feature comes in, we will be sending out videos. We will be doing another webinar. But even if you've got that QR code at the moment and print it out, it'll still work on that QR code. So you can still work on putting your plant and equipment inside the system, knowing that that feature is coming. So let alone they have access to everything inside this, that you need to know for that plant item. You can actually do that. So how do you get these items to actually sit here? If I actually go to the checklist builder, again, you can go back to the quick links and then go checklist. When you're building a checklist, You can build a checklist and relate it to a site. Relate it to your site in red. Let's just open that field up. You can relate it to an activity. So you would, first of all, if the activity is not there, you would go to your activity register and enter that activity. It literally takes 2 steps. So then you're looking at after you select the activity, you can actually relate it to a machine. Now, a lot of your machines might be doing the same pre-start checklist, so you can actually just relate it to one of those items. But let's select open there. If I select open and open there, it's automatically going to relate this checklist that I create to every single plant and equipment item in my register that's related to this site. So I can go down here related to all those things, but let's just we can actually build a checklist. And again, if you want to learn how to do this, again, you can actually watch not only this video, but you could actually watch the how to build a checklist video. So you've got videos on every single process. So I can actually build the checklist inside the system here. I can make it a question. I can even make it a text box if I wanted to, so they could actually enter some details or whatever it may be. You can set a review date for continual improvement by using the calendar. And you can actually select a person responsible. That won't email alert me, but it'll put in my to-do list. I can make this public. This feature here to make things public is going to be throughout the system. Makes it much easier. Yes, I want my employee list in the form because only they're seeing it. And yes, I want a signature box add. So what that has done, if I actually go view, there's that checklist that it's created. I can print out that QR code, but why print it out there when if I go back to the plant and equipment register, if I go forklift view, there it is there, because I related it to that site and I opened the field of plant and equipment, so therefore it'll be related to every single plant and equipment at that site. So you can imagine one QR code now, you could actually stick around your facility to do everything and have access to everything, because common links like the incident form and hazard form are there all the time. The maintenance form, you have to develop that, but if you haven't developed that, we'll quickly show you now, but also what you would do is go to the help section, how to develop a maintenance form. It's one of the best features in the system, especially for a racing club. So so let's go quick links. So really at the end of the day, you've got QR codes for every process. Your chemicals inside the system, you can enter your chemical, upload your SDS. If I go view, it's automatically created a QR code. Again, updating features, I'm relating checklist and all these different things. So this will have the same feature as the plant equipment. It doesn't at the moment. So you could actually develop a QR code for a chemical and print that out. And you can actually build a checklist, the handling procedures for certain chemicals, so that you would have two QR codes on that chemical. But when you print that out, it actually has the name of the chemical on it. It's very, very easy. They scan that, it actually opens up this page. If you've uploaded the SDS, it'll be sitting just here where they can get access to the SDS, and then not only that, they can actually say they've actually read it. So nice and simple kind of process there. So your QR codes are quite good, and you really should be using them because they're a great tool for you, especially to make things easier. But one of the things you can do is in the employee register, select edit. If all your employees are not in the system, please send us an email. We'll send you out a sheet or upload your data. Even if you want to start afresh with all your data, no problem at all. Send us an email, and what we'll do, we'll upload, send you an Excel spreadsheet, and we can start your system off afresh if you like. So if you currently, say for an example, your plant and equipment inside your system is not up to date, again, we'll send you the Excel spreadsheet. You can enter that data and we can upload it. It's much quicker than you entering it by yourself. So let us help you do that. We've got no problem with that. So but with your qualification, select edit next to all your employees. To add a qualification, you hit this item here, and one of these ones here, It might be police check, working with children, all those. You've got your responsible service of alcohol, all those different things. You should be entering that in there. You create your own list here. It's not a preloaded list. You create this. You can put an alert date using the calendar. You put an expiry date using the calendar. You can enter an ID number. You can upload their certificate if you wanted to, and come down here and you can enter as many qualifications just by selecting add more qualifications. Once you do that, make sure that you select update. When you select update, if I actually go to the qualification register, automatically that creates a qualification matrix. You can publish that. So if you've actually got to print out and show compliance to whatever it is, people, authorities that want to see everyone's working there in the bars and they want to see their qualifications, here you can actually do that. Now, instead of you actually going through and entering qualification for every single one of your employees, our upload sheet, if you enter your employees into this upload sheet with their qualifications, it'll automatically create that drop down list and put their qualifications in. All you have to do then is literally just upload the document if you wanted to. So, but this one here, the reason why these items here are yellow is because you might, in your organisational position, go, well, if they're serving at the bar, they've got to have RSA, they've got to have this. And what that does, any employee related to the person of bar service, and if they don't have it, it'll actually create this coloured cell here, and it'll actually highlighting that this person doesn't have that qualification. Again, for everything, I know I'm going over it something broad because, quite quickly, but you're looking at in the help section, it does have all these things, how to get the most out of the qualification matrix. All the different processes are here. You can actually watch these training videos and go through the ones that mean the most to you. If you can't find it there, just send an email and I'll be able to send you something as well. So let's go back to the quick links. So we've gone over some of the features that you should be using, but as mentioned, the plant and equipment section, if you get that up to date, especially with your industry, and then you actually build your pre-start checklist and so forth, and you can print that out and put it around your facility. And as mentioned, you might just have want a plant and equipment item as a bar or an area. So therefore, or instead of having 5 QR codes, you just got the 1 QR code and you print it around all the things or print it on the machine, whatever it may be, and straight away you can you'd make it public, and you can actually then stick it around everywhere and just teach your employees just have to scan a QR code. If you don't want them to use their phone, well, best idea is you maybe get a little kind of tablet. You can pick up tablets like $50, $60. As long as you've got an internet connection, you might stick it in the tractor, and even like some of our clients, what they've done is actually put it in the tractor, and they put the QR code, but sometimes they put the iPad in the tractor, and they just log it on in the morning, and it stays open all day on the page of the tractor with all the buttons that they can actually just get from the view section. Makes it nice and easy for people. So it's these two items here, I'd be seriously with your industry getting these up to date. Your qualifications, definitely. You should already have all your emergency procedures in place from things that we actually have discussed beforehand. But I will show you one of the features that's one of the best features in the system that's not only going to help you, but it's also going to save your club money. If I go maintenance register, again, I can go develop maintenance request code, nice and easy up the top there. Takes me to the maintenance request code, which is in the maintenance section in the user admin dashboard. Let's select add. Don't worry about the first field. Let's select the second. What you could do, just relate it to every part of your site. So that'll be your club name related to that. Select the category of maintenance. Just select today's date or whatever date you start. If you want SMSs alert, you'll need to purchase SMSs from this link here. Or if you want just email, just select email. Or if you want both, select both. you can select as many people as you want to receive the email and SMS by actually holding the control button down and selecting more than one person. Let's just unselect. We'll just select me. Alrighty. Most of you won't have an elevator, but you can actually enter all the different things inside the system that are general maintenance items around your facility. Could be right around your track you're talking about, in the bars, in your function rooms, everywhere. You can enter that and break all the things that could go wrong at your facility. Here, you would enter all your different kind of areas, grandstand, whatever it may be, function room, whatever, all these different things. So you would enter all your different areas inside here. Forget about these fields. Do you want public to make? Do you want the request form link public? Yes, we do. Do you want your employee list on this form? Not if you're going to have it around your facility that anyone can scan it, so select no, privacy reasons. Save. What that has done, it's emailed the person responsible a link. They can put it on their computer, put it on their desktop, whatever it may be. But if I go view, view means where you can see something and print out a QR code. Edit means where you can actually do things. So this has automatically created a QR code. You would go print QR code. So say for an example, it could have it, Shoalhaven Race Club for an example, because I can see Lynn, you're on there. So it'd have Shoalhaven Race Club. You could print that around your facility. This is the Shoalhaven logo for Lynn's club. You've made that public. What that means is that anyone scans that, it's actually going to open up this form. Very simple form. They can enter their name inside here. They can enter their phone number and email address if they wanted to. Not mandatory fields. Now, here's the tap is broken in the such and such. They can enter other detail. They can even upload a photo if they want, submit. So that is automatically email alerted me to say, by the way, the tap is broken at such and such, straight away. I can come to the maintenance register, and here it is in the maintenance register as read, complete with work order number, so you can actually fix it up with your accounts. What you would do then, you select edit because you need to action this item. So we go down here, see that the tap is broken. Yes, we want work to start on tomorrow as soon as possible. It's got to be fixed no later. And make sure to check the other taps. That's the instructions, because you can actually send this out to an internal person to do. It'll email them or put it in their to-do list, or you can put it out to a contractor, and that is picking up all the contractors in your system here that should be in the system. If you've got someone coming out and fixing electrical work or any of those other kind of stuff, and they're not in your system and you don't have their insurances, you need to get them and put them in there. So they'll give them to you, especially if they want the work. So you can select that contractor and you can select update. That's emailed that contractor out there with your note as well. They come out and fix it up. You can enter here and say, yep, it was completed on this day. So this is the best bit. You've done that, it closes it off. The email's there at everyone, but you can enter the cost of that maintenance inside here. Even upload the invoice from the contractor if you wanted to, or you might even just enter how much it actually cost your club to fix that. What you can actually do then is go publish register. Publish from a date range. You might want to see how much it's cost you this last month, or you might do all the items. So let's just select all the items, publish. It automatically puts all that data into an Excel spreadsheet that now you can clearly see where all your costs are coming from. When this Excel spreadsheet decides to come over to my other computer. So now you can actually, just filter these you might say the location of the foyer is costing us a lot of money. Something's getting broken there all the time. Some of our clients have noticed that certain contractors have been coming out and fixing the same thing for a lot of times at the same item. So you can clearly identify exactly where your costs are coming from and print out reports, especially if you've got a board or anything like that, or you want to discuss it as a management team. So obviously you've got your reports for the incidents and so forth, but you can with those there, it's just logging incidents is a very big factor for you. Not only that, as mentioned, we're actually slowly getting through some systems and putting the details of Racing New South Wales in those alerts. So if you do scan one, it's automatically going to email alert them as well. So, and what you could do is once you actually log an incident, it will go inside the system. You can investigate it. Then you can actually develop a control measure. But one of the things you can automatically send that off to Andrew Small or the other fellow that actually looks after those incidents. I'll have to get his details and email that off to him. It'll actually bundle that up into a PDF and automatically send it to him with all the details, which is what they want. Well, I might leave it there. There's been a half-hour session, and you're looking at, I have recorded this. I'll get this sent out to everybody. If you do want some extra help, please don't hesitate to actually go through the help and maybe even book in a individual GoToMeeting for yourself, where I can go through your system and say, okay, do this. But if you concentrate on these kind of sections here with the employees, plant equipment, chemicals, and your checklist, and get that QR code up and running and your maintenance QR code up and running, you're going to be halfway, really a good way down the track, because from that plant equipment QR code, you can log an incident, you can log a hazard, you'll be able to do a checklist that you related it to, you'll be able to, do maintenance, you'll be able to do lots of things. So I hope that has given you a little bit, of advice on how to get the most out of your system. Again, go to the help section if you need any help, watch the videos, put in a ticket, or book in online. So you can actually, if you go to the website and go book a demonstration, that's my diary there, so you can actually book in when you need to. Thank you, and thanks for attending. It's actually been a good turn up, which is great. And I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day. Happy racing.